Hey everybody, Dr. Nelson here. This is a video about subtracting integers. So for the first page, you're going to take notes with me, and then you have a chance to try some problems on your own on the second page. And then at the end, you can see how you did. All right. So far you've learned how to add integers. Now it's time to talk about how to subtract integers. And really, there's a 4-step process to do this. And these 4 steps are called adding the opposite. All right. So the first problem we have is 6 minus 8. And the second problem we have is -3 minus 2. And we're going to use the same 4 steps to solve both of these problems. So to add the opposite, step number 1 is you keep the first number the same. So I'm going to write that in here. So keep the first number the same. So in this case, we're going to keep the 6 just the way it is, a 6, okay? And then also down here, we're going to keep the -3 a -3. All right, step number 2, let me use a different color here. Step 2, you change the subtraction sign to addition. So we're going to change the subtraction sign to addition. All right, so I'm going to make the subtraction sign now a plus, and then make this one down here also a plus. All right, the third step, we're going to make the second number its opposite. So we're going to make the second number its opposite. So for the first problem, the opposite of 8 is -8, and then the opposite of 2 is -2. All right, so step number 1, we kept the first numbers the same. Step 2, we changed the addition sign, we changed the subtraction sign to addition. And then step number 3 is we made the second number its opposite. Now the fourth step is all about just adding. All you do is you add now the 2 integers. So we're going to add. So if we're at 6 and we're adding a -8, well, when you add a negative, you go left 8 spots. So let's do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We end up at -2. And then for this one, -3. Now plus -2. Well, again, we're moving 2 spots to the left because when you add a negative, you go left. So we're going to move over 1 spot and 2 spots, and we end up at -5. So the solution for the second one was -3 minus 2 is -5, and then the second one, 6 minus 8, was -2. And there it is. So as soon as you become more and more familiar with this 4-step process, subtracting integers becomes a lot easier. Because all you're doing is something, again, called adding the opposite. You change the subtraction sign to a plus, and then you change the second number to its opposite. Alright, so now that you understand how to subtract integers, why don't you pause the video and try the Your Turn Now problems. And when you're done, hit play. You can see how you did. Alright, good luck. Alright, welcome back. Let's see how you do with these practice problems. So we have 5 minus 9, -11 take away 7, 15 minus 19, -3 minus 7, -2 minus 9, and then finally -100 take away 200. So I'm going to do all these problems at the same time. So step number 1, we're going to keep the first numbers the same. So we're not even going to touch those. Step number 2, we're going to make these now all plus signs. Plus, plus, another plus, and there's 3 more pluses here, plus, plus, and plus. Alright, step number 3 is we have to change the second number to its opposite. So the opposite of 9 is -9. The opposite of 7 is -7. The opposite of 19 is -19. The opposite of 7 is -7. The opposite of 9 is -9. And then the opposite of 200 is -200. So what we've done is we basically made these now all into addition problems. So now we have 5 plus -9. Well, that's going to end up being -4. We have -11 plus -7. Well, that's going to be -18. 15 plus negative 19, that'll give us negative 4. Negative 3 plus 7 more negatives gives us a negative 10. Negative 2 plus 9 more negatives, well, that'll give us negative 11. And then negative 100 plus negative 200, that'll give us negative 300 for our sum. All right? So the last thing I want you to write down here is, remember, anytime you subtract, you do something called add the opposite. Let's write that down. Add the opposite. And there it is. All right, how'd you do?